What's up, YouTube people? Ben with Brush and Bolter back again with another video. It's been a while. It's always been a while. I probably always upload a video saying that it's been a while, but it's only because it has. But this time I'm coming with you with 40k content, right? Wow, Ben, you changed your name from 40k Sensei to Brush and Bolter because you wanted to be more diverse, and now you're coming at us with 40k. That's part of it, you know. It's cool. It's whatever. I got my short kings going on. I want to show you some of these guys. I finally picked a paint scheme. I've had these guys since they dropped originally, and I finally picked a paint scheme and started going ham. Right. So I painted, base coated most of my army yesterday, and then I'm putting details on some of the units and models right now. I have a RTT on Saturday. It's just my local one I'm hosting. But I wanted them painted so that for after this Saturday, all future events, they should be fully painted, ready to go, which will be surprising, especially if you know my painting schedule, or lack thereof. But yeah, let me show you what I got going on right here. All right, you can see the mess of my desk here. I got a lot going on. That's pretty usual. But if I show you the most completed model so far, right here, let me zoom in for you. This guy is Frederick. I'm calling him Frederick with a capital F. But with that said, this is the paint scheme I'm going with, okay? And now obviously you can see I have a goof right here on this shoulder pad and right here. I had to do some corrections, mainly just because I thought about giving him a third accented color. I was deciding between this here, if I get you this here orange, or even just a standard old, not magenta, standard old plum here. Just as a third accented color. Did not go well. Nothing can match the vibrancy I already have, so I'm just sticking with the two. With that said, Frederick here is a very good pinkish magenta, as well as a just straight blue. Now the blue is sky blue from Pro Acryl here, and the magenta is the Doomfire magenta, which I have somewhere laying around here. I can't see it, the bottle's so short. Yeah, it's down here somewhere. But Doomfire magenta with Games Workshop. And then obviously I got white, metallic here. I think that's actually about it so far. I got the Eldari Emerald here for that little piece of the base here, with some snow from Pro Acryl as well. And I made the rock here look a little bit moonish, in my opinion. I think it came out pretty good. Pretty simple, but pretty good. And there was a few mishaps on this model while painting it. For instance, one of his eyes gone, but like he's a dwarf, so like I feel like that's pretty thematic. I'm not gonna lie. Right here, I don't hate how this shoulder pad came out. I put the white on the inside and then the blue on the outside. It looks way better in person than it does on the screen here, but it came out pretty well. All in all, though, the runes everywhere you see up here, all over his chest, all the light sources as well, these dots. I think they came out pretty good, all things considered. Wasn't the easiest thing to do. As you can tell, like by my thumb, you can see how small these runes are. Pain in the butt, I'll tell you what. Back here, I got this gold, which is the Pro Acryl bronze, actually, which is right here. No, that's dark silver. Right here, bronze. The dark silver was all the metallics of these bolters right here, or you know, whatever they're called, Altark pattern bolters. Right here is as well for the hammer. But yeah, that bronze back here for the spine here, I think gives it a real good pop, especially when you're looking at the back. Otherwise, the back would look kind of dull. Obviously, this model is not fully done. I'm still debating if I want to do highlights. I don't know if I want to, just because I don't know if I want to ruin how vibrant and how poppy it is. Especially in person, this pink magenta and the blue here are like, they really get your eye in person. Like you can kind of tell over the camera here, but in person it goes a lot crazier. But with that said, like I said, it's not done. This whole crest up here is unpainted. These little whatever these are unpainted. Hair on the crest unpainted. Man, this thing does not like to focus, huh? All these little tubes aren't painted down here and on the ankle area. as well as the staff of the hammer, and the whatchamacallit, the safety. Oops, I dropped it. Caught it. Handle. The hammer isn't fully painted, and a lot of ands here. I'm not fully sure if I want to keep these white, although I do think they look nice, or if I want to airbrush some fluorescence, right? If you think I should airbrush fluorescence, your options, because it's what I own, are, let me fix the camera here, the fluorescent green, fluorescent yellow, fluorescent pink, or fluorescent purple. Those four are the ones I own that I like. I have some Army Painter ones, but I do not like the Army Painter ones. They're way too watery for me. Ignore the fact that I have a shard, Catan, shard dragon, whatever, and some fleshy quartz here. Just ignore that part. Part of what I've started painting as well is one of my Sagittars, as you can see here. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, as you know, airbrushing contrasts or any liquidier paint is not fun through the airbrush. It is very inconsistent unless you have a very steady hand, which I don't get. I don't get with the airbrush. And so the longer you sit on the model with a contrast or speed paint, the darker, more rich and saturated it becomes. As you can tell, the vibrancy of these two models are a little bit off. But I know it's not going to be perfect. I just want it to look good, and we'll go from there. So for here, I'm doing all the metal tubing with the dark silver from Pro Acryl. I did this front cage last night. Got tired, went to bed. So I still got the back tubing and a little bit more on the on the sides here with like these what are they called? Not springs. Ooh, you can tell I'm not a car guy. Are they springs? Shocks. Shocks, maybe? Sure, let's run with it. And then as well as I got to fit where I want to put the blue in here. I was going to do, and I probably still am, going to do the blue on these side panels here, these 4 pieces on this each side. And I think that'll give it a good pop. And maybe this door here, this top hatch. As well as some, not all, but some of the missile launcher head. Not sure what part. Mainly, probably where this little door handle is here that goes all the way up. Probably that part there. I just don't want to overdo it. The problem is if I do the blue on these 4 side panels here, those panels look awfully similar to the shoulder pads, or like the shoulder pads, right? Where I did not paint the blue. And so I feel like it would look a little too off, but I could just be overanalyzing it. As well as I'm not sure what color I want to do for the glass here. I'm probably going to end up doing black for the lining of it, but for the actual window, I'm not sure what color to do. Again, any recommendations, feel free to put them in the comments below. And then obviously I'm going to end up painting the wheels black, make them gross and dirty because they're traveling. But gross and dirty this time around is going to be coming from some Pro Acryl snow, because I'm going with a snowy base to help make that pink and blue pop just a little bit more. But yeah, so this is part of the update. Some of what I finished already for the Army. Here's my tray of continuous models. Are these Tin Man Hearthguard, because these are usually my MVP of the Army, so I decided to whip them out first after doing him, the champion. These guys, all I did was the blue so far as well as the white, and that is it so far. No metallics, no nothing. It's just that. So the runes are white. Everywhere I want to be blue is blue, which are mainly just all the circles and the knee pads, and then part of the shoulder pad there. But yeah, they're coming out pretty good on the tray to look nice. I can't wait till they're done, including their base, so they actually look a little bit more coherent and uniform. But I have a lot to paint. I have quite a lot of points to paint. Something else you may not be aware of, which doesn't really matter after today, is that I also bought Emperor's Children. I was really excited for them. Thought the idea of them was going to be really cool. I do really like how they play. A lot of movement shenanigans. They're advanced and charge, but you can't target the same unit. For their army rule, I think it's all very fun. I think it's all very cool. But they just don't give me the same pizzazz that certain armies do, right? And so far, in 10th edition, only 2 armies have really gave me that pizzazz. More like 1.5, really. One which is going to be Leagues of Votann. They give me the true pizzazz. I like playing them every time. And the other one, which is kind of like full pizzazz, half pizzazz, I'm not too sure, is the Imperial Knights, right? Every time I play with the big stompy robots, they're so fun, so goofy. Even if I lose, they're like, I had big stompy robot. That's fun. I did sell off my Imperial Knights. I needed some money. And although the paint scheme was cool, I did like it. I didn't love it, right? I had some paint schemes ready up for these Votann that I did. And I've like painted the model and everything, and it looked good. I liked it, but it wasn't screaming at me, right? And in a game where this is this time-consuming and expensive, you really want it to scream at you, in my opinion. So I went ahead and sold them off, got the money I needed. Cool. And now I'll probably restart them in the future. If you don't know, I like to TO and judge. I do work at a game store, so I know how to sell things, and I know the game. With that said, I will be working the Dallas Open here at the end of May in Dallas. Well, I'm not sure if it's actually in Dallas. I don't think it is, but it's called the Dallas Open. And so that'll be fun. If you go, you might see me there. I'm not sure if I'll be TOing/judging, or if I'll be, well, I guess not TOing. I don't know if I'll be judging or if I'll be vending. Probably vending, just because of my experience working at game stores or a game store, and so they might use me for that. I don't get to pick. Obviously, I would judge Age of Sigmar if I could, but we shall see. I'll get told in like 2 weeks or so. We have a meeting. But with that said, I will have the luxury of having access to some Games Workshop products at a more reasonable price, due to the fact that I'll be employed by Games Workshop, which is very, very nice. I really appreciate it, Games Workshop. If you're watching, thank you. But with that, I will be getting back into Imperial Knights most likely, as well as back into Idenad the Deepkin, which I did trade off recently and then sold what I traded for, which was a whole master plan I had. I didn't actually intend to get it and not like what I got and then sell that. You know, it was a master plan I had. But yeah, that's a little sneak peek of the future. That's currently what I'm doing now with the Votann. Yeah. If you, like I said, if you had any thoughts on the runes and the shield on the Sagittars and the Hecaton Land Fortress, let me know in the comments. You know the 4 colors, fluorescence, we have options for the runes. I guess 5 options, just leave them white is another option. Let me know. And then really anything that you think goes well with the blue and the pink for the glass on the Sagittars and the Hecaton Land Fortress, I'll take anything into consideration, okay? Just leave it down in the comments below. If you enjoyed, give a thumbs up. If you want to see future content that will be posted more regularly, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.